ఓకే అండి. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ఎవరివన్. సో ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్, కెన్ యూ హియర్ మై వాయిస్? సేస్ ఆర్ నో టు మీ. Right. So the last class I'm trying some practical on exceptionally. So let me repeat what has been happened yesterday. Let me repeat it. So Throwable is a class from java.lang package, and which is root of exception handling process. Root means this one. Your exception handling process depends upon this component. We call it as root of exception handling process. This throwable is extended into two subclasses. One is error class, one is exception class. The disturbance which is occurred from the application, we call it as exception. The disturbance which is occurred from the environment, we call it as error. So java.lang.error class is the parent class of all the errors raised from the environment. I made a statement. There is no concept of handling errors. Error handling process not available. Then we are concentrating on handling the disturbances occurred from the application. So we call it as exception handling process. All the exceptions raised from the application are categorized into two types: unchecked exceptions and checked exceptions. Unchecked exceptions means the exceptions which are not identified by the compiler will be raised at execution stage are known as unchecked exceptions or runtime exceptions, or you can say execution time exceptions. These unchecked exceptions are categorized into two types: predefined unchecked exception and user defined unchecked exception. Predefined means coming from the libraries. They are already defined and available from the library. We call it as predefined unchecked exceptions, you can say. Now, these are the examples of predefined unchecked exception. Yesterday, I'm trying to raise this number format exception yesterday. So, exception. I'm reading one basic salary yesterday. This one. If you enter basic salary as non-integer value, here one disturbance will be raised. When the disturbance raised in the try block, I made a statement. One object is created for exception type class and the reference of object is thrown onto catch block. The same thing I drawn yesterday. When the exception raised in this line, one object is created for exception type class. Exception type class is number format exception. Object created, the reference is thrown onto catch block and a message will come. That's the information from your predefined exception. Sir, I want to handle user-defined unchecked exception also I want to handle. User-defined means we only will write one condition and raise the exception. For that, some process we have to follow. The process is the class must be extended from exception like this. Extended from exception, first step. Second step, the class must be declared with one parameterized constructor and the parameter is a string. So string as a parameter, that is step 2. And this parameterized constructor will pass message to parent class exception. That is step 3. Step 4 is declare all statements in try block. Anyway, you must use try block to hold statements. Next, if exception condition is, define one exception condition. User defined exception condition. If you enter the basic salary less than 12,000, this is exception condition. When the exception condition is true, create object for user defined class. If the exception condition is true, then create object for user defined class and pass that exception message as parameter while object creation. Exception message as parameter while object creation. And throw the reference onto catch block using throw keyword. Whatever the object reference created, throw this reference onto catch block. That's the meaning. And declare catch block to hold that object reference and display message. It's a theory. So for this, let me draw one small diagram here. Okay, right. Diagram means user. Yesterday's diagram, this is predefined exception diagram. So today, let me draw user defined exception diagram, how object created. Okay, here diagram representing user defined class, user defined exception. Right. Now look here. So this is the code. This is try block. This is try. So this is exception. Here only exception is available. Here exception is there. I entered one basic salary, 1200 I entered. Whenever I entered 1200, 1200 less than 2000. True. Sorry, 12,000. True. True means create object for new demo exception. Create object. So one object created. This object is created for demo exception 1. This object is created for demo exception 1. Demo exception 1. This demo exception 1 linked to exception. Linked to exception. This exception linked to throwable. Linked to throwable. The throwable linked to serializable. Yesterday linked to serializable. Serializable. This is implemented here. This is extends. And this is extends. We only written no extends here. Now the object is created for this class. This object is created for this class. Then object is created. You know inheritance process, no? Right. If I create object for child, the object will hold all the members of parent. Now, so the object is created here. User defined object. So from this line, object, no need to draw the diagram anyway. This arrow, object created. New demo exception, the object created. While object creation, we are passing one message. Can you see this? Invalid basic salary. This message will be taken by the constructor of demo exception. It will take the message and that will pass the message to parent by using super. That will pass the message to throwable. Internally super is there. It passes. Now this throwable one constructor is there now. That constructor will bind the message to here. Will bind the message here. Whatever the message is there, the message binded here. Invalid basic salary, the message will come. This constructor will bind it. This constructor will bind the data here. So the data is passing from here to here. Message. And the message is passing from here to here. The message. The throwable constructor will take the message and bind it. So here one field is created to hold the message. The field means some memory. One memory created to hold that message. Name of this memory is, no name for that memory, known as anonymous field. What is the name of that now? Anonymous field. Anonymous field means no name. So one memory created without name. So after this one, you know already in yesterday's diagram, sir, parent class throwable having three important methods. No, these three important methods will come here. From throwable, that methods will come here. One method is print stack trace. One method. Print stack trace. One method. One method is toString method. ToString method. One method is getMessage method. GetMessage method. Like this. Other methods also available. Means whatever the message I passed while object creation, the message is available in the object. This is a concept. Everybody clear about this statement? Right. Now, after object creation, this address, whatever the address, 0x2, whatever the address, this address will come and load onto D. Because in RHS object creation means that address will come and load onto here. The address is available on the D. This address. Because here object created, no, here address. This address taken by the throw keyword. Throw keyword is taking this address. And this throw keyword will throw the object reference onto catch block. Then here one catch block is there. So two catch blocks available now, dot, dot, dot. Not first catch block. It goes to second catch block. What is second catch blocks now? Demo exception 1 DE. We kept it here. Here system dot out println DE dot get message. Get message. So yesterday we used, can you see this? D. So what happened now? This throw keyword will throw the reference onto catch block. Throw the reference onto catch block. All of you understood this, yes or no to me? Right. When the reference came here, that only catch block. Declare catch block to hold object reference and display the message. And display the message. How will display the message now? When the address came here now, address came, DE dot get message. Whenever you say DE dot get message, this get message method will display this message. That's the concept. Here one message available now, that message will be displayed. So get message method is a predefined method already from your library. The method is written with the logic to take that anonymous field and display it. That's a concept. So we are using this DE. Now in the user defined exception, we are only creating the object. In user defined exception, we are only creating the object. In predefined exception, automatically object created. Here we are not creating object, no, because it is a predefined. But here we are only creating the object. All of you understood user defined exception? Says or no to me, right? So take one condition. If the condition is true, take one condition. If the condition is true, then you have to Raise one exception. Raising exception means create object, bind a message, throw the reference onto catch block. That only user defined exception. This is the diagram. Right. Hope you understood the diagram. In a shutdown, I can write, but only 10 minutes time is there. I don't want to rush in drawing the diagram. I stopped it yesterday. Now today, I used one get message method. I used no right. So what is the difference between the three methods? I want to know, sir. Because here three methods available, no, sir. One is print stack trace, one is toString, one is get message. I want to know, sir, what is the difference between them? Make a question. FAQ. What is the difference between get message method, toString method, and print stack trace? Right. Get message. Get message method is used to display the message available from the object. Display the message available from the object. Available from the object. Get message method is used to display the message available from the object. Method signature means how it is available. Method signature. So public return type is java.lang.string and get message. So return type of that get message method is string. So let me show this get message method once from the library for you here. Now, Java P java.lang.throbel. It is available from Throbel. Get message method return type is string. So syntax return type is string anyway. String some message is equal to object obj dot get message. You have to call with the object name because it is a non-static method. So the only message will come out. Only message will come out. Other one is toString method here. toString method. toString method is used to display the message with exception type class name. toString method is used to display the message with exception type class name. It will display the message and the class name also. From where the object came, the class name will be displayed. Method signature. Same. Public return type is string only. String and toString method. Now syntax, some string variable is equal to obj dot toString. Right, look here. So let me run this toString method. toString method you can see here. toString method return type is string only. Okay. Now in this program, I used get message method. Run it. If I enter 1200, only message will come. Invalid basic salary, the message will come. Suppose instead of get message method, if I use toString method, system dot out dot println, if I use de dot toString, if I say run it, toString method I am using. Now 1200, it will display the class name also. Can you see the class name? Right. So from which class the exception is coming? That object and its message. So class name is displayed. Or get message means only message. toString means from where that object came, what is the name of that class? The class name also displayed. Only difference. Right. Look here. One more information. Suppose I am not writing any method here. I am displaying DE. I am displaying. Actually, DE will hold address. DE will hold address. The address should be displayed. Means not original address. At least some map address should be displayed. See there. But answer will come. 1200. The answer is coming. What answer is coming? Sir, toString method answer is coming. Have you observed? No, na. Right. Suppose this one, toString method is coming. So toString method answer only coming. Means what you observe now? toString method is a auto executable method that will run automatically when we display object reference variable. If we display object reference variable of exception object, automatically toString method will run. Make a statement. Note. This toString method is auto executable method and which is executed auto executable method. This two string method is an auto executable method and which is executed automatically, when we display object reference variable. When we display object reference variable, this two string method is an auto executable method and which is executed automatically when we display object reference variable, it runs. Right. Generally, we use get message method only, we use it. For interview purpose, there is one two string method also available. So last one is print stack trace. Your advanced Java trainer will use. Advanced Java trainer will ask, no, do you know exception handling? Ask da, da, da. Ask da, not ask da. You said no, na, yes, ah. If he say no also, yes also, he cannot do anything, right? Why means, look here. The student who completed core Java also, he don't know exception handling. After 1 month, you also cannot remember. First few classes, you cannot remember now. If you say no also, that is yes only. For that, no need to know exception handling for advanced Java. Minimum knowledge enough. Understood the statement what I made? Right. You can enter it. SAR will write one try catch in exception handling. He will raise 2 or 3 exceptions he will raise. Why means inserting duplicate records. When you insert duplicate, primary key will be there, no, their exception will be raised. That is, the student should understand that. For that, he will ask a question. Do you know exception handling? You can enter it. No problem. Okay, right. Now, print stack trace. Print stack trace method print stack trace method is used to display the complete details of exception, like exception type class, exception type class name, method name, line number, from which line also it came, line number, and exception message. Total will come. Class name will come, method name will come. From which line number the exception will come, line number will come. And whatever the message you given, the message also will come. So total informations will be given to you through print stack trace. So method signature, public, we take 1, 2 or 3 overloading methods are there, but we take first one without parameter. Print stack trace be given. Void method, no, return type not available. So syntax is obj dot print stack trace. Right. Look here. Now let me use this print stack trace once. Print stack trace is not a return type. Don't use in println method. You write d dot print stack trace. Like trace, you can use it. 1200. You can get it. So exception type class, method name, and the line number also there, and message also. Click on this, the control will go there and show the exception is here, will show. It's giving a line number also where the exception comes. In advanced Java, we try to use print stack trace because the length of programs will be very high. In advances, to overcome that, we use print stack trace. That will show the line number if anything goes wrong. That's the point. What is the difference between these three now? Get message, only message, toString method, class name with message, print stack trace, class name, method name, line number, and message. Total informations, you can find it. That's the point. So which one is preferable now? Get message is preferable. Because in real time, if we take any website, if we take a mistake, only message will come. Class name will not come. So get message method is popular. Right. This is the point. So in yesterday's program, it is available, right? In yesterday's program, one more is there. Sir, here, one yellow mark is there. How many of you observed this yellow mark? Right. Who typed the program? You can see yellow mark available there. These yellow marks are warning. So I must remove this warning. So I don't want to correct this warning. I want to remove it. Whenever I want to remove this warning, I must ask the compiler to remove this warning because compiler only is showing to me. Why you are not doing the work related to serializable? Because serializable is a parent. They are not doing any work about it. I don't want to do. So I want to ask compiler to remove this warning. Whenever I want to send some information to compiler, for me one option is there. Annotation, make it FAQ. Define annotation. Define annotation. The tag based information, which is added to the programming components like variable, the tag based information which is added to the programming components like variables, methods, classes, and interfaces is known as annotation. Underline tag based information. Underline that. Right. Tag based information. We are giving some information about that variable or method. Method means it can be static method, instance method, constructor. Okay, right. You cannot add annotation to blocks, but you can add annotation to all. How to add it now? Make it we use at the rate of symbol to represent annotations. We use at the rate of symbol to represent annotations. We use at the rate of symbol to represent annotations. Now, these annotations has to provide information to the compiler, actually. They'll provide some information, tag-based information means it is giving information to whom, make it. These annotations will provide information to the compiler at compilation stage. These annotations will provide information to the compiler at compilation stage. These annotations will provide information to the compiler at compilation stage. The following are some important annotations in core Java. The following are some important annotations in core Java. 1. At the rate of suppress warnings. Second one, at the rate of override. Third one, at the rate of functional interface. These three you should remember normally. Right. Suppress, English meaning is close. Suppress, English meaning is close. Close warnings. That's the meaning of that statement. Close warnings. Right. Look here. Here one warning is raised here. I must ask the compiler to close it. For that, here one yellow mark came, no? Click on it like this. When you click on it, it shows the option to you. Add at the rate of suppress warning. Warning name is serial to the class. Select it and enter it. Now that warning will go. So I added annotation to class. The annotation name is suppress warning. Warning name is serial. Why we call it as tag based information means when you go to one shopping malls, they'll hang one shed there roughly. So some information about that shed, they'll attach one tag. Maybe size, price, something, some minimum information they'll keep it. That's called tag. That is not mandatory also. This also not mandatory. Yesterday, without annotation program running, Without annotation is not mandatory. But one yellow mark is coming, no sir, what it is means we are not performing any serialization. Compiler is asking why you are not doing serialization. I don't want to do here. Not mandatory for me. So you remove that warning. I must give the information to compiler. Whenever I send this program for compiler will see this. Okay. That serial warning, developer is asking me not to show it. I will not show. Not only suppress, close, warnings. Warning name is serial. I added to the class. That's the meaning. You can add like this for the class or method or options based on the requirement. Make it at the rate of suppress warnings. Annotation will give information to compiler. Information to compiler. Information to compiler to close. To close the raised warnings. The raised warnings. At the rate of suppress warnings, annotation will give information to compiler to close the raised warnings. Second one. At the rate of override means we'll ask the compiler to check my method is overriding method or not. I'll ask the compiler to check it. At the rate of override, annotation will give information to compiler to check the method is overriding method or not. Overriding method or not. At the rate of override annotation will give information to compiler to check the method is overriding method or not. We add that at the rate of annotation to method and we ask the check it. I'll show that anyway. Now, same. At the rate of functional interface annotation, at the rate of functional interface annotation will give information to compiler to check the interface is functional interface or not. Functional interface or not. Right. So this is annotation. Anyway, I'm going to use them one by one. I'll use them. Just why I written the notes here means anyway one yellow mark is coming. No, to remove that yellow mark, I brought the definition about annotation. Annotations are not mandatory. Not mandatory. They are optionals for you. Right here at the rate of over. All of you clear here? Right. Okay. Now continue it. I'll take one program here. Validating one marks. Rewriting yesterday's program once again. Right. Rewriting the second one. Okay. Right. So one example program. Write a program to validate marks of one subject. Marks of subject. Maybe core Java subject. Only one subject. My intention. What is the rule here now, sir? You must not enter negative value. You must not enter greater value. Rules. Here, exception conditions. Exception conditions. Exception conditions, not exception messages. What messages? The first one is invalid marks. Invalid marks. The second one is failed in core Java. Failed means 0 to 34. These are the two exception messages. Exception message means coming from the catch block. Okay, right. So let me write the program. See there, I'm writing the program. I am taking demo exception 2. I am taking. Demo exception 2. I'm taking. Because I had user defined exceptions no here, right? So import java.util. What is the first step here now? Extends from exception. That's the first step. Second one, declare one parameterized constructor. You have to declare a demo exception 2. The parameter is string as a parameter. String message. Here, super of message. Declare all components within the try. Means you take scanner anyway outside. Scanner yes is equal to new scanner of system.in. You can write try. You can write one catch. You can write one finally. You can write s dot close. Here enter the marks of system.out.println. Enter the marks of core Java. Roughly. I am reading the marks. Int marks is equal to, I'll use the number format. Integer dot parseInt s dot next line. Here one exception will come, no? If I enter non-integer value, exception will come. When exception comes, what exception here now? Number format exception. Some NFE roughly. Put one message. System.out.println. Enter marks in integer format. Enter marks in integer format. That only invalid is separate, that is. Okay, right. Enter marks in integer format. Suppose I entered correctly, I must check it. One condition, exception condition for invalid marks. If you entered marks less than 0 or greater than 100, then you must say invalid marks, you must say. Okay, right. So here, marks less than 0 or marks greater than 100, then it is exception message. exception condition. When the exception condition is true, the rules. Sir, we have to create object for user-defined class. What is user-defined class here now? Demo exception to sub DE is equal to new demo exception to. And you have to pass the message. What is the message here now? Invalid marks. And you must use one keyword to throw the reference, no? Throw TE. Now, we must hold the reference by using one catch block. You must write. So here, demo exception to some DE. Print the message only. System.out.println DE dot get message coming. Understood this? Right. Okay. Suppose here exception not there means check it. One more exception message. One more exception message. Failed in core Java. So failed in core Java here. Means what is the condition now? Marks greater than or equal to 0. Marks less than or equal to 34. Then this also one exception condition. Like this, you can have any number of conditions. If it is true, create object for demo exception to only, because the exception is coming from the same class. Same. Create demo exception to DE is equal to new demo exception to here, and we are passing the message. What is the message here? The message change, you know what is the message now? Failed in core Java, na? Failed in core Java, roughly. Now this if condition different, this if condition different. This variable is local to this if condition. This variable is local to this if condition. Both the same names also, no problem, because they are separate blocks, no? Right. Now throw D. So if we throw from here, exception will come here only. If we throw from here also, exception will come here only. Same catch block working for two different conditions. Now message different. If this exception is there, these exceptions are not available. If this exception not there, control will come down. If this exception is there, this exception not there. If this exception not there, control will come down. This exception is there, down, it is not executed. Means at a time, how many exceptions will come? Only one. Now, if exceptions are not available, if this is correctly entered, this is correctly entered, this is correctly entered, then message will come system.out.println. Println some message student passed in core Java and display the message and marks system.out.println. Marks is equal to MK. Roughly. Right. All of you understood the program? Says or no to me? Right. Okay. Now click on it and remove this warning. Right. Now run it. It will work. I entered 34.56. Enter marks in integer format. 34.56 means you must enter 35 or 34. Anyone you should enter. That's the meaning of it. Now I entered -12. Invalid marks. You cannot enter -12. 123. Invalid marks. Greater than 100 you cannot enter. I entered some 23. Failed in core Java. So I entered 76. So student passed in core Java. Marks 76. Just for demo purpose I written. Similar flavor I written. No. Have you understood how I am writing exception? Yes or no? Na? Exception, writing user-defined exception means take one condition. If the condition is true, create object for user-defined class, throw the reference onto catch block. That is the pattern of writing one user-defined exception. So I'll add this program for you. Demo exception to I think dot Java. Dot. Right. Can I give an assignment to you? Similar power you have to try it. Small thing you have to try it. Assignment. Write a program to validate amount for withdraw operation. Withdraw operation. Write a program to validate amount for withdraw operation. You write the main class only. Don't write withdraw subclass. Don't write it. Already you know these conditions already. Right. Here, exception messages. You have to keep it. The first message is invalid amount. What is the condition for invalid amount? Amount less than 0 or 0 or not multiples of 100. That is invalid amount. Okay, right. Here the condition is amount less than or equal to 0 and not multiples, not multiple of 100. Not multiple of 100. Then invalid amount. Insufficient fund. Insufficient fund also exception message. When amount is greater than balance 2000. When the amount is greater than balance 2000, I want to display the message as insufficient fund. If everything is fine, if no exceptions, if no exceptions, output must be valid amount for withdraw. Withdraw amount you have to display. Balance amount you have to display. All of you understood the question what I given? Right, okay. So try this once and come. That's one. Okay, right. Now go forward. I'll give the notes and I'll stop. What is the next exception? Checked exceptions. Up now you are doing what now? User-defined exceptions you are doing. You not entered into checked exceptions. Checked exceptions is waiting, no? Checked means compile time exceptions is waiting. Star mark IMP. Right. Right. According to the diagram, here checked exceptions means compile time exceptions, no? After now you are doing unchecked. Unchecked means when I executed, they are coming. But some exceptions will come when you are writing only, it shows. Compile time exceptions. The exceptions make it. The exceptions which are identified by the compiler and raised at compilation stage. The exceptions which are identified by the compiler and raised at compilation stage are known as checked exceptions. The exceptions which are identified by the compiler at compilation stage. 1 minute. The exceptions which are identified by the compiler at compilation stage. Identify the compiler and raised at compilation stage. Java language is easy than English language. Yes or no? Na? Don't show my book to English trainer. He'll keep all red marks and grammar not available. No, right? One student asked me that not this one in introduction. Sir, you must not write these, sir. You must write the answer. He is asking me in notes. I only don't know English language. Actually, we trainers, what we do is, our intention is that component we want to write manually because textbooks are there anyway. You read the textbooks, you never understand. You buy that complete reference book, you buy it, read it. How much you read it also, I also have complete reference books. 3 or 4 versions are there. You read that student level, he will not understand. So for that reason, we trainers in Amirpet, we don't know English language also, we'll write it slowly. That content we'll write slowly. Because student will understand very easily. We feel it. There sometimes is, was, this, I also don't know. I'm writing. The exceptions which are identified, my intention, compilation is going on, compiler will identify. My intention is that. Whenever it identifies, it show to you. Means, in the, you can see in the red marks. I'm going to show that. Here, since yesterday and today, when the execution started, exception is coming. But here, when you are writing only, exception will come. Means compiler will show it. My intention is that the exceptions which are identified by the compiler and raised at compilation stage are known as checked exceptions, or you can say compile time exceptions, you can say. My intention is that. These checked exceptions are categorized into 2 types. These checked exceptions are categorized into 2 types. Same. Predefined checked exceptions, user-defined checked exceptions. Predefined checked exceptions and User-defined checked exceptions. The checked exceptions which are ready constructed and available from the checked exceptions which are ready constructed and available from library are known as predefined checked exceptions. Predefined checked exceptions. Example for predefined checked exceptions: java.lang.number format exception. java.io exception in advanced Java. java.sql exception will come. ... These are the examples of predefined checked exceptions. Right. Completed? Right. Can I do the practical on Monday? This one, right? Okay. You do that unchecked exceptions and come today. Bit confusion will be there. This one, bit confusion will be there. Because throws keyword is entering. Up to now, throw only came. Throws not entered. Have you observed in the program? Throws not entered. Throw came. So try came, catch came, finally came, and throw also came. Throws not entered. It is entering. So Monday we are doing two programs, checked and unchecked. Both at a time we are doing. Then we'll get a clarity. Clarity will not come on Monday. Tuesday clarity will come. Yesterday's class, today's class, you got clarity today. Hope so. Yes or no? Na? When compared to every concept, that only, and first day will not come. Second day only will come. Same. Checked exceptions, I'll run 2 days. Monday, I'll write programs. I'll explain it. Clarity will not come. Tuesday, you'll get a clarity. So Tuesday is a conclusion. Exceptional chapter will be ended. Nothing will be there. Checked exceptions, 2 programs, 1 assignment. Conclusion on Tuesday, closing it out. After exception handling, 2 days and 3 days polymorphism. After that, entering into string chapter, last part. Okay, right. Take a break. Thank you very much. Attend Advanced Java, all of you, to save the time. So thank you very much. I'll upload the notes now.